Hello, ladies and gentlemen, this is Mars coming at you over the interwaves with another StarCraft 2 cast. This one sent in by members of the community. Like to have your games cast, then, you know, take that replay where you shine, you absolute kick fucking ass, or not. Your opponent kicks ass and you feel like you should get recognition, or you do something really stupid and you want people to laugh at you. Take that replay, upload it to ggtracker, drop.sc2, or, you know, that sort of thing, and then link that in castit.reddit.com. That is castit.reddit.com, and myself or a member of the community will get down and cast that for you. Or, in case of Christmas holidays, nobody will touch that stuff for a month because we're all busy stuffing our face. That's at least, you know, my excuse for not showing up on this sub. Over on this side, we have Nintendo. See, because it's the Switch and it's the new console of Nintendo. Please date me. Hey, his opponent, Steve Jobs. Steve C. Jobs. That's what the C stands for. I don't know what the C stands for, but there you go. Alright, so we have a TVT. We got one gas over on here, and we have two gases over here. So let's see. Blue going to check what is happening and very quickly expand. And this guy going to drop down a factory. So tech and most likely aggression on the side of Steve. And Nintendo is going for the more economic opening. Now, very important. This is an older patch, which means that fuck, I don't recall what the TVT meta was. Not this patch. I don't know, but I'm expecting cyclones. That's what I'm expecting. All right, so we get a free SCV over here. Bye bye SCV. We see nothing. You see nothing. There you go. This is what he sees. He sees nothing. SwitcH on the other side, well, he saw that there was a Reaper, and of course, if this is a sufficiently high level of game between these two players, he should know that it meant that first gas wasn't used for a factory as Steve did, and that also means that there is, yep, exactly. You can warn them off with the 3 Marines you built. Now, there's no, wait, is that true? I'm mixing up my maps. There's no secret way in. No. So the only way that the Reaper can come in, and there's now 2 of them, is through this area. So as long as you have your units in place to do so, but with 2 Reapers and very nicely switched back. All right. You could actually just move through if you so choose, and there we go. Moves that 1 Reaper back. The second one is there, but with a tank, there is absolutely no chance of. What did that supply depot do to you? Alright, so quick expand for SwitcH, and now the opportunity for aggression by Steve. Alright, does get out of there with that Reaper, and is going to be able to use that to see exactly when that move out comes. Here is that starport getting a reactor actually. So let's see, what is your gas like? So that's going to be Vikings and not Liberators. There's only so much you can do with 2 gases. Building both tanks and Liberators, I mean, yeah, well, shows what I know. This is why I'm a Zerg/Protoss player. Yeah, a good way to slowly choke your opponent is by moving that Liberator a little bit forward and moving the tanks, and then moving the Liberator, moving the tank, or in this case with multiple tanks, moving a couple of tanks and then moving a Liberator, and then slowly leaping forward and choking out your opponent, because there's a couple of Marines here that can't really do anything against that, which is why alright, the SwitcH is going to be building his own tanks. Are you going to build your Vikings in order to get air control? Very possible. No, we're going to get some medevacs. Interesting. Job is not actually moving out, putting any pressure on his opponent. I say as he moves out to start putting pressure on his opponent. Which means that he may just have given his opponent a little bit too much time to prepare for this. Yes, 3 tanks are very powerful, but there's only 2 Marines with it, which means that these guys will actually be able to stim on top of them. Because stim is almost done. So if he sees this, and unfortunately he moved his Reaper out, so he no longer sees that. Is he going to be able to see this? Yes, sees this, including the SCVs, and should now know that he should start moving in front of his base. Very good, because the last thing you want is to not find this out until this is on top of your thing. Gets the Liberator. That is huge. This means that SwitcH is only exactly. Oh, we still lost a full medevac, or mostly full medevac. Sorry, I was going to say this means that SwitcH is not going to be able, or Job even is not going to just slowly leap forward with quite as many tools as he does, but with 3 siege tanks is going to be comfortable enough to do that. It is going to have to try and get the... Oh, very nice. Gets into the dead zone of the tanks. Does take out only one of them, though. It's probably hoping for 2 of them. Now we have 2 tanks and Vikings to give him vision coming on in. We've got the first tank and 2 Liberators. Now, Liberators are great for switching off tanks, but they don't win a one-on-one fight with Vikings. Unless, of course, you can get them to come inside your missile turret, and that is exactly what I was talking about. That did not... No, that did not work. Alright. If, on the other hand, you come outside of the range of the siege tanks, you can just shoot them with Marines, so that is not the best place to move them. Alright, supply blocked is SwitcH with the killing of all those supply depots, so building for them at the same time, moving 4 Marines. Oh, once again getting into that dead zone, but with just 4 Marines. I think he got 1 or 2 shots off, but it is not great. Going to evacuate that. May want to lift that orbital command center and move it anywhere else. That would be great. And yeah, as long as you're waiting for the supply depots to be done, you might as well use your money to build all those barracks to move that up. And now we have the range to start shelling away the high ground. And here we go. Alright, is going to be able to save that command turn? Yes, he is. And oh god, now we have Hellions as well with SCVs. Oh yeah, it does take that out, so that is good. And don't move into that zone. Nope, does not alive. Alright, so we have our own tank, but it's the only tank that's coming. And then we're still building Liberators rather than say Vikings. Moves in once again and does get absolutely fucking massacred. Does not kill the Liberator. Oh, yeah, no, that's... Does take out 1 tank and another shot on the second one, so that is good. Oh, and this one moves into range of that siege tank, so that is good. And here, Job is going to do exactly what SwitcH was hoping to do, pushing that siege tank back with that liberation zone, and all those poor creatures coming out inside that liberation zone. And yeah, even going so far as to put his own second base on the low ground, and things are looking grim for SwitcH indeed. These starports, no matter what they produce, there's Vikings right on top of it. It's going to get killed immediately. That's going to be able to nicely spreads out the Marines in order to minimize the splash damage there, and that takes care of the liberation zone. Could move his siege tank back just a little bit forward, not inside here because those Vikings will spot it. And here we go, more tanks and more Marines. Marines are going to take care of that orbital command center together with the siege tank. And by now we have quite a few Marines, but they're all very low, and this CC is going to go down. Could have flown that somewhere safer, and Steve could even start his upgrades, slowly starting on in here. SwitcH getting ready to swarm. There we go. All the SCVs against the tanks, and oh my god, an absolute fucking massacre. But he does clean it up. He cleans it up, ladies and gentlemen. 28 workers killed, and he is only down 9. Wow, that was very, very nice. Yeah, still more army supply for Jobs as well, but he decides to not push in quite yet. Instead, you know, building up a wave once again before moving forward. SwitcH, on the other hand, no, is going to try and keep it safe. Floats his main on over because, well, there's not that much left here. And, well, see if we've got a game on our hands. Jobs very much with the advantage. Look at the stuff he's building, whereas his opponent is building all of this. All of this his opponent's building. And he's going to see what he can do. He's going to take the Zelnaga tower. And maybe if we get a good siege up with that siege tank, you are going to be able to do quite a few nasty things. On the other hand, your opponent has more marines than you do, and they are getting healed. Oh, he's not moving close to the natural base. He's taking the high ground. Alright, here we go. 1 free shot to 2 free shots, keeping them away from the siege tank. Very nice. And takes a Viking out as well. This is exactly what you want to see. That was a great little... Oh, he's taking this. Alright, making sure that nothing flies over there without him knowing it. That is exactly how you want to start getting back into the game. Rallying more stuff. Still down in workers and army. But, once again with high ground. This time, moving in with the Vikings first. Making sure that that doesn't happen again. And once again, loses 1 Viking. Excellent. Excellent rear guard action by SwitcH. Moving in once again. That's another one. And no, he's not going to try and get the tank. Nope, indeed. Oh, doesn't quite make it out of there. The very nice little dance that these two players are doing. Job, SC2, very much with the income advantage still. 2 bases, 2-1. Is of course a little bit mined out here as well, but there you go. And yeah, with no Vikings, you can't push those tanks forward. Base over there. Alright. And SwitcH might just start seeing himself come in here a little bit. Alright, don't. Nice bait right there. That Viking acting as an idiot magnet. See if that works. And of course also provides extra range for this tank, which can't actually shoot to his main thing. Oh, there you go. Whereas his opponent doesn't quite see as far as he can actually shoot, which is generally a bad thing if you have that much range. And a little bit over eager there. Doesn't get much done. And oh dear. This base, is it going to get discovered? No, moving in for a pincer maneuver over here. SwitcH is going to get... Oh dear, this could be very bad indeed. Both of them losing a lot of marines, and SwitcH keeps his medevacs, which is good. This is good. Alright, a couple of free marines right there. Doesn't know about this third base. This would be absolutely dead if he did. Maximum zoom. Oh, where are you flying to? Are you going to fly over? Oh, he's going to fly right into this base and bypass it entirely. Alright, he loses a lot of the rest of his army. That doesn't matter because he's now in his opponent's main, and that is generally considered a very bad thing. Oh, there you go, all your production. You're not going to be able to produce anything that comes out of there. It's just going to get shot right away if the barracks doesn't get cut down first, and yes indeed it does. Oh dear. There goes all the production of SwitcH. But oh no, that did not work. If that had worked, that would have been awesome, but instead the entire main base is empty. And these guys now have free reign over every mining SCV over here. A very interesting place to start building supply depots. And Jobs is getting his own third base right there. He can try and drop on here again if he so chooses. There we go. Oh, is he going to be able to get that tank? No, he isn't. Tank stays alive. And that means that he does clean that up at the cost of every production building he had. He's having to start completely over again. Did manage to build a starport here before he lost his factory, which is nice. Does get the last medevac. And 41 workers to 38. With again double the army supply for Jobs. Alright, we did lose that tank over here, and oh dear, that's not something you want to engage right there. But your opponent has marines, whereas you have a tank, which is a good thing. Alright, one tank is enough to scare his opponent off. Two tanks, but leaving your opponent once again free reign in your production. Not quite enough to actually damage that, but his opponent doesn't move away from here. Oh, well, that is unfortunate. He could have just taken this out once again. Alright, 48 basically marines, because that's all he's got, and a couple of Vikings, including this one VIP. Alright, once again moving into tank range. Two tanks this one right now. This one very good, and a factory that's not really doing anything. Going to go for the flank, see if we can get it from there, and another command center being built right here. If he's going to try and fly that over there, he's going to, this missile turret is going to have a lot of fun. All right, well, there you go. Thank you for building a starport there. You don't mind if I just use that for target practice, do you? Of course, as soon as the liberators come out, those Vikings are going to make mincemeat of them. Scanning in order to be able to shoot up there, although nothing big actually managed to shoot up there other than just marines. And this is not going to be taken out before the liberators manage to spawn, and he does take them out very, very nice indeed. Moving his army on down, going to be able to take out once again a lot of the production structure of SwitcH. Oh, but lifts up all his barracks in order to give his marines a chance to march forward. And Jobs once again. Oh, if he's going to be able to get his tank up, and he does. Tank is going to be able to do a lot of damage. All of SCVs pulled again once again. Another tank on the high ground this time. Loses a lot of marines. Does SwitcH, but he is still in the game with 29 army supply to 28. I didn't think SwitcH would still be in it, and did he see that? Oh yeah, he's going to be able to just this for a little backseat, backstab. Is it starport action? This is not going to supply block his opponent because yeah, he lost quite a bit of army just now, and now we can move that orbital command center over there if he so chooses, and rebuild his production in the main base, where these things traditionally go. Does see that this is in place. And right, how are we for upgrades? Well, we're starting to get some from both sides. Both sides are just now starting his first their first attack upgrade. Oh, all right. Second factory being built for SwitcH, and I think we are currently at what you would call, you know, a little bit of a breathing room. I'm going to use that time to take a sip of water. Alright, this base completely exposed, still a normal command center as well, not a planetary fortress as is the case at Jobs. And Jobs moving out once again, 64 armor supply to 58, sees this and decides to go the other way. is going to intercept is SwitcH. Yeah, his opponent, is he going to try and get position here, or is he going to move over here? And SwitcH gets the siege up, so does Jobsc, and we are once again at that great Terran impasse, which is siege line versus siege line. There we go. Let me just zoom that out for you right there, and bye bye. You did as you were told to do, as becomes a good Terran Marine. Come back, which is very smart. Could just move it over there, but I guess he doesn't want to do that. I like this by Jobsc, just getting a ring of turrets, although the specific location, most people do that here. Putting it here, well, it does give you advance notice in case of doom drop, and going to try and get a position here, and that should be a very good position. High ground. All of the Marines should be able to take that command center, despite the fact his opponent's trying to fly it away. No, doesn't target it. And is he now in range of that? Oh, there go. Oh, your SCVs. And flies a little bit too close to those siege tanks and is going to be able to move that back. And may I mention that once again, his flight path over here is completely free. Alright, how many? 59, bloody hell. 59 workers killed by Jobsc, and he's only up 11 of them. Somebody needs to work in his macro. How did this get here? How did this get here without myself or SwitcH noticing it? Alright, you may want to siege that up, and indeed he does. And his opponent's moving in over here. Alright, so this is going to be a very pivotal position. This siege tank going to do a lot of damage, is going to get the scan and takes out East tank. Very nice. And is going to force a lot of lost army, and here we go. It's exactly what I'm talking about. Once again, in the main production. Yep, there we go. Action on to front. Right, what are we doing? We've got an army over here that's not really doing much of anything. And this is still taking damage. Nothing here sieged up, but it's about to, which means we're going to say bye-bye. Bye-bye. And Godspeed. And that's the end of this push. In the meantime, over here, once again, taking out all the production is Jobsc. I'm gonna build some turrets next time, buddy boy. And oh, these are some very low siege tanks, and all the Marines are there. So if you wanted to drop on them, as indeed you do, or I was expecting most of those to be Marines, but there's at least one SCV there. This should once again be able to clean that up. And there's once again something over here. Don't fly over those Marines, that's bad for your health. Does clean up the rest of that party over here. And this is going to burn down. And so possibly is this. Are you going to repair this? I don't know. We'll see. Nothing's moving out. Yes, is going to repair that. Keeps his production intact. Has a command center here. Has a command center there. Has 2 bases capable of mining. Although no SCVs at one of them at least. And here we go. Once again, tanks sieged up. And Jobsc has the high ground. Somebody was sure to watch the prequels. And no, that is one dead tank. But at least the Marines managed to get away. Job has gotten 2 attack upgrades in the meantime, whereas SwitcH is only still on 1. I doubt he... Does he still have an engineering? Where is that button? I have that button. Engineering. Engineering? Yeah, he still has it. Alright, just started... oh, okay. The armor upgrade. Once again, into the main base. Build some turrets. And we're going to go for a flank. Yes, we are. SwitcH moving on in there. And it is going to get absolutely destroyed. That was not a great maneuver. Did bait some of his opponent's Marines in there as well. As Job builds a base here, builds a base there. So we can continue maybe moving some of these here. And just 3 Marines are enough to slowly walk underneath that command center and only at the end start shooting at it. Speaking of our little Steve Jobs joke. Alright. 43 to 31. We've... I wish this was live so I could do the ink room graph. That would be great. Alright. Be great to see how that happens. Marines over there. And 49 army supply to 52. SwitcH has a bigger army supply to Jobsc. SwitcH, who has no energy here, who has no energy there, but lots and lots of SCVs, and no SCVs there, could be producing a lot more if he moved his bloody units. Alright. That's a lot of tanks. This opponent does something stupid. That's going to be... Alright, let's see how good the idiot magnet works. Very, very well indeed. Alright, takes out his liberators and a lot of the marines as well. And his opponent is pushed back. 8 tanks to 5 now, 24 marines to 15. If SwitcH pushes out... How did he... Did his opponent select all army and get this away? Because this was being attacked. Alright, moves this out as well. And alright, first vehicle weapon upgrade. I don't think we even have an armory. Yes, we do. Oh, this is for SwitcH. Look at that. Alright. Get solidly back into this game. We still have less workers, but we got a bigger army by quite a bit. We've got mining bases, despite the fact that they're all the way over here. His opponent does know... Well, he doesn't really know about it, but he should know about it because he was shooting at it. And a couple of weight marines right there. Going to actually find that at some point. Still another orbital command center, and these marines are keeping SwitcH away from this attack point. And once again, if Job can get his tanks here, he's going to be in a really good place. Pushes this command center back, but SwitcH is on time in pulling back all of his SCVs. Oh, the siege up is a lot better for Jobs, but there is a lot of tanks by SwitcH, and all of the tanks of Jobs disappear. And now we have 6 tanks to none, 5 marines to 8, and this game is Switch's to lose. Oh, he didn't build a turret ring, but he did build a sensor tower to see any doom drops coming on in. SwitcH, all you have to do now is build more marines than your opponent and kill him. If that surprises you, you should probably know that that is true for every single matchup in StarCraft. You build more than your opponent, and then you kill him. Does he know about this? How does he know about this base? Alright. Building 8 marines versus his opponent's 5. He's still got way more. Getting that second upgrade. Got the upgrade advantage in I want to say melee, but that's actually wrong. In infantry upgrades as well. And gets a great position over here. Would be even better if he didn't fly his medevacs into there. And there goes that planetary fortress. Of course, now we can finally saturate this one. Could have done the same over here and told his opponent that there is a base there. It's generally not the best plan of action. And Jobs is in a lot of problems. He doesn't know about this base. Does now know about this base. And that should spell the last of this base. That's not in range to do anything there. More production being built by SwitcH, and all he has to do is move the tanks over here. Gonna move them over here, maybe. No, he's afraid his opponent's going to do something nasty and wicked. His opponent doesn't have an army. Oh, he has a little bit of an army. Going to see what he can drop. Oh, in a 12 hit point medevac. That is a very brave thing indeed. That is a brave thing to do. If you fly over a single turret, that is a lot of DAP Marines. Alright, this is one net planetary fortress. Jobs is down to 1 base income. This is empty. This is empty. Can fly these over if he so chooses. And alright, should now see these two flying in. Let's see if he reacts.
Add-on complete. For what little good it does.
Does get the full one. Now everything else in this medevac is going to be able to unload, but it is just one medevac rather than the 2 it was just now, and should be able to. It doesn't quite clear out. I was going to need a few more marines than that. Just builds more stuff over here and is going to. No, his opponent actually flies away. Uses his main army not to pull back, which is probably the smart thing to do. Sieges up over here within range of that planetary fortress, and now it is Jobs. Job has to break this. Look at how far back this goes. He's looking at the flank, which is only really possible from this angle for Jobs. Has his siege tanks in position, takes out this over here, and Jobs is in a dire position indeed. Does manage to come back with this one full medevac, but yeah, 61 army supplied to 104. Did rebuild one here. Command center there is, but yeah, if we look at the production, his opponent's building, he's building a siege tank. Yeah, gets the high ground. And going to very slowly push and choke the life out of Jobsc. The Jobsc or Job? This is a biblical thing. We've got 3 tanks, so don't move in there with your marines, because that's still, there's 3 of them. Either side has a liberator. Nope. So we're gonna have to do this. This is still position, but SwitcH is going to have a second group here to start cleaning up stuff while he keeps his opponent's main army here. And indeed, caught his opponent there, sort of slowly baiting that AI, baiting that automatic attack into the siege tank range. Takes this out and is going to move straight into the production. Although this could be fun. Oh, that's not what I consider fun. And now SwitcH is finally in that position that his opponent has been in, what, 5 times so far, taking out the production. Anything that comes out of that production comes out one by one, and you've got a whole bunch of marines with a medevac healing it right there. Pulls his tanks back, which means that this base is forfeit right there. Does lose the small group, but at this point SwitcH has to control this point. Put some tanks here, put some tanks there, put some tanks here, and your opponent is never ever going to leave. Are you building liberators? No, you're not. Building yet another base, which is good. Building 12 marines. Oh, look at that. And we've got a pincer move coming in. No, we're just moving in from one side. And the main army is over here, taking out those production buildings. And it is time for Job SE2 to leave the game. GG. If you enjoyed this video, press that like button. If you'd like to see more of me, subscribe.